do your will for your name's sake. Amen. Our speaker this morning is Chow. Ian is a 3-year boarding student from Hong Kong. He is a captain of the boys cross-country team and a member of Hill Tones. He's also the proud roommate of Chow. Ian?
Imagine this. It's 10:30 at night, and you just came out of the steamy shower refresh, all ready to doom scroll on Instagram in bed before catching some snooze. However, as you walk into the room, you see your roommate burst into tears. As you walk over to comfort him, you sneak a quick glance at the screen on his laptop, which though happens to be on his lap, of course. You see a yellow mouse shooting electricity from his pack, screaming something rhyming with peekaboo. You are flabbergasted. To be fair, anyone in that situation would be confused. Sorry to witness this, Kyle. But to me, watching Ash Ketchum battle his last battles, knowing that the writers of Pokemon finally made him retire after 25 years was a bit too much for me. Ash was my childhood, and his retirement meant the end of it. I've always had a fear of growing up. Everyone seems to think that as you grow up, you unlock perks as you go. To most people, 18 years old is a huge milestone, and turning 21 unlocks you even more benefits in the game of life. It's like reaching a crucial checkpoint in a video game, unlocking your hard-earned rewards that you worked tirelessly to grind for. Most people look forward to that day. However, I dreaded the arrival of that day. I feel like with the added title of being an adult, I would have so much more responsibility. I also thought that people would look up to you more, with role model being plastered all over your head. No more diabolical laughs at literally anything. No more finding anything related to poop funny. It doesn't help that life seems to get harder the longer I live. When I was younger, all I had to do was survive the school day, go home, do homework, then I got to play Fortnite and then go to bed. To be fair, I pretty much do the same thing now, except I try to talk to women, but fail. I just wanted to step into the time machine, work back 10 or so years, and live out life when it was simpler. That's why I'm scared of growing up. My fear of change. I've never really liked new things, and I've always been complacent with the constants of life. I've been running for a while now. I've been singing ever since I was in elementary school. I believe that these things define me, and I've never had the urge to try something new. After all, if it's not broken, why fix it? Why change the things that resemble your childhood the most, if that is what you're seeking? You may be asking yourselves why I'm so obsessed with being a child. For the past few months, I tried to give myself the childhood I wanted, but never got to experience. My childhood wasn't exactly what you would call traditional. It was not my parents' fault, of course, but simply due to the cultural differences between the US and Hong Kong. I felt like I was confined by the Hong Kong education system and was suffocated by academic pressure and constant competition between peers. Sure, the system may have provided me with a strong academic foundation, but I felt more stressed studying for finals in my 5th grade year than any finals week here. The competition and emphasis on class ranking didn't help things either, and all these factors combined created an extremely toxic environment where everyone, both parents and students, were hyper-fixated on achieving high grades at all costs. Back to the present. I turned 18 in November, and that technically makes me an adult. But why should a number define when your childhood is ending? Why should a date dictate when you become an adult? If you were lied to an adult about when your birthday was, would that change the date you turn into an adult? Your childness isn't bound to any date or event, and I realize that just because I am an adult now doesn't mean I can still be a kid. Life becomes infinitely easier and much more enjoyable once you embrace that. Each childhood experience is magical because we always experience something new. I, and probably many of you, seem to be stuck in a constant loop of, well, constants. If you restrict yourself to what you do every day, you will never find the wonder and spark of joy when you experience something new again. For me, this was DDR, more commonly known as Dance Dance Imagine 4 square pads around me and notes falling from the sky at 450 beats per minute, having to be quote-unquote played kind of like this. But with funky Eurobeat blasting from the 2 crusty speakers locked on the side of the screen. I've always enjoyed the stamina aspect of cross-country, and being able to combine that with my passion for music has created an activity I look forward to doing every moment I can, even though it looks pretty goofy. And to think that I would never have even known about DDR if I hadn't convinced my aunt to bring my sister and me to an arcade one fateful day around a year ago. But why seek new activities at all if what you want is happiness? Can you be happy with life doing what you have already been doing? Over the summer, I interned at a local Hong Kong charity called Mother's Choice and worked with children with disabilities. On one of the volunteering days, I took them out for a walk along my usual summer running route. I'd run this route numerous times over that summer to prepare myself for the upcoming cross-country season. It's just a typical Hong Kong route with nothing but cars parked on each side and buildings sprawling from the sidewalks. However, when I walked the route this time, the kids made the boring route fun. Despite them having walked the same path before, they stopped to examine nearly everything. Every single critter, the letters on road signs, and the different tires on each car. They were enthusiastic to learn everything about them. They made the experience new, despite the activity being literally walking on the street, and their happiness influenced me. This made me realize that happiness has to be sought. Like everything else with life, it doesn't come handed to you in a neat little package waiting to be opened. You have to change something, even if it's small. Happiness has to be discovered by you, and doing it with others who share that same desire to explore makes that journey that much more memorable, even if it's just walking on a random sidewalk. Yeah, of course growing up is scary. There's so many unknowns ahead of you, and constants will always make you feel better. But ironically, if you tackle adult life with the mindset of a child and surround yourself with people who amplify that feeling, your life will be that much more fulfilling. Even though I'm leaving the familiarity uphill, I'll be able to find and experience new things. I will be leaving the school not with fear of change, but with curiosity and my childhoodness. And to solidify this, I'm committing to UMich right here. And majoring in education to hopefully give every student I teach the childhood they should have. Thank you, though, for making me experience a childhood I never had. For those who make me laugh, feel like a kid, and make me feel like I can do anything without being judged. Thank you all. Oh, and show up to the concert tonight in the CFT at 7:15. Thank you.